Hey, I'm Jenny Kassan. I'm an attorney and capital raising coach, and I call myself the queen of getting your business funded using creative capital raising strategies. And today I really want to talk about something that's been in the news a lot. And there's certain ways that this issue is being covered that's kind of driving me crazy. Um, the a lot of people have been talking about lately how there are a lot of scandals in the field of venture capital funding. So you might have heard about how a lot of women that were seeking funding from venture capital funds got horribly harassed, were treated like objects, were propositioned, and this got so bad that several people resigned, and it went into the mainstream media, that coverage of all of that. And I'm pretty aware of the venture capital industry because I've been helping businesses get funded for a long time, and that's part of the ecosystem of business funding. But it wasn't until some of these scandals happened that it kind of went really mainstream in terms of looking at this venture capital industry. So a lot of people heard for the first time, like, oh, there's this thing called venture capital, and it's mostly run by men. And a lot of these men, obviously not all of them, but a lot of these men can be really inappropriate with women who are seeking funding. And what you may have also heard is that only about 3% of the businesses that are funded this way from venture capital are women owned. So it's a real scandal, and a lot of people are very, very angry and upset about it. And so you're seeing a lot of things online now that are saying, oh, well, here's some solutions. What we need is more women working in venture capital, or we need more venture capital funds focused on women and targeted to women. And I actually really don't agree with that as a solution. And I'll tell you why. I feel like venture capital itself is very, very flawed. And the problems with venture capital go way beyond the sexism of some of the people working within venture capital. In fact, believe it or not, I've heard that sometimes the women that work in venture capital funds, women who work as VCs, can actually be even a little harder on women because they're trying to really prove that they're not biased in favor of women. So I feel like it's the model itself that's a problem. And so I'm going to just talk a minute about the venture capital model because not everybody knows about it. And for those who do know about it, you may not know the full picture. So one thing is that if you're looking for funding for your business, sometimes you'll hear people say, there's two types of businesses. There's lifestyle businesses and businesses that can be funded. If you're a lifestyle business, you can't get funding for your business. Venture capitalists aren't going to be interested. That's fine. Just run your business. It's a lifestyle business. Make money, go on vacation with your family. Everything's fine, but you're not going to get any funding. If you're going to get funding from a venture capitalist, you have to be a high growth business that has the potential to grow really big and really fast so that your investors, your venture capital investors, can get an exit ideally in 5 to 7 years. You'll sell your company and you'll sell it at a really high price, and that's how your investors get paid. And I think that this is just crazy because check it out. If you look at the Inc. 500 list of fastest growing companies, only 6.5% of them have taken money from venture capitalists. I've been working with entrepreneurs for over 10 years to raise money, and pretty much none of my clients have raised money using that model. So what's really frustrating to me is that people keep acting like the way to fix the problem is to move the chairs on the decks of the Titanic to make the venture capital model a little bit more friendly to women, a little bit less sexist, when what I think is that there's so many other ways to raise money that are so much better for entrepreneurs that we don't even need to worry about venture capital, and that eventually venture capital is probably going to die because more and more entrepreneurs are not interested in having investors that come on board, push them to grow as fast as possible at any cost, and take control of their company, often fire the founder, fire you from your own company. And by the way, it's kind of accepted that as part of the model, 9 out of 10 venture funded companies are going to be pushed so hard to grow, they're not going to make it and they're going to go out of business. Now, who would want that kind of funding? Now, another thing to think about about VC funding is what about on the investor side? So investors are they have lots of choices of where to put their money, and some of them are choosing to invest in these venture capital funds. That's what venture capital is. It's other people's money that the VCs are investing in businesses that they think have high growth potential. Well, the Kauffman Foundation has found that on average, people who invest in a venture capital fund make zero to negative return. So while it's true that every now and then there's some company that hits it out of the park and becomes a unicorn and makes a lot of money for the VCs, 9 out of 10 times the companies don't do well. Everyone loses their job. Everyone loses their money. So the model is kind of crazy. I don't know why it gets so much hype and why so many people think it's the only way to raise money. So I just want to talk about the alternative, which not that many people know about, which is surprising to me because actually 99% of businesses that get funding don't get it from VCs. They get it from their community, their family, their friends. And not everybody knows all the ways to do that, but I like to call that the we economy. And what that's about is when the people that are supporting your business with funding are the very same people that are benefiting from your business, that love your business, that love you. So maybe it's your customers, maybe it's your suppliers, people in your community that feel strongly that you're serving an important purpose in your community and they want to see you be successful. So, and what I'm finding is that younger entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs that are mission driven are completely unwilling to deal with the strings attached when it comes to VC funding. So they're looking for alternatives. And unfortunately, there's still not enough knowledge out there that there are alternatives. But I just want everyone to know that I've been helping entrepreneurs raise money from their own community, not even necessarily people they know. So I hear a lot of entrepreneurs say, well, I don't know any wealthy people. But believe me, there are many different ways to raise money. There's some new tools that are now available where you can reach out to everybody. I call that investment crowdfunding. Everyone can find the right investors for them. So if you'd like to learn more about how you might be able to tap into that vast amount of money that is part of the we economy, go ahead and go to my website, jennykassan.com. That's JENNYKASSAN.com/strategy session. And we can get on the phone and talk about how you can tap into this funding for your business that allows you to stay true to your goals and values, not give up any control, and not be pushed to do things that you don't want to do in your business. And you can take care of all the stakeholders in your business, not just enrich your investors, but take care of your workers, your community, yourself. So I hope that was helpful. Please spread the word that venture capital is on its way out and the we economy is on the rise, and you got to be a part of it. Bye, everybody.